Hi, everybody. It's James. Just want to go through a quick conversation about drip campaigns. I've been getting a lot of calls on it. I had some talks and some training on them. And if you've catched any of my other videos or if you were on one of the live calls with one of the teams that I do, I mentioned before that I did drip campaigns, develop them in a Word doc. And I found that after a while to be a little bit limiting. So I've actually changed how I do that, and I'm going to kind of share that with you today. Now we have different ways of doing everything, everybody. So this is what works for me, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll show you why. So let me get out of the way here. And one of the things, if you go into like your new lead buyer here, this is one I created probably a year ago. I took my new lead buyer, the default new lead buyer, and just some of the things in here are from the default campaign still. Some of the things that I've created or modified. Anyway, I only do my new lead buyers. Actually, the new one that I'm doing is 30 days. This one's 21. It's actually the new one I'm going to be putting in tomorrow or over the weekend. But anyway, one of the problems I have with this is, as we talked about drip campaigns, that you have to consider this panel here that we're looking at. Like the pizza or the pie, it's the final product of all the ingredients, and the ingredients are these template pieces that we see here. So the issue that I have in developing drip campaigns is keeping track of the conversation. And I know that even though you can come over here and you can look and you can see email, text, task, to go through and read them and preview them and page by page, to me it's a difficult thing. So, and in the process of trying to build the template pieces, if you guys remember how to do these, you go to templates, and let's say if I want to do an ad template, you've got to go through and do template name and a subject name and do your actual email. And then you got to remember those as you want to put them into an actual drip campaign. So that gets a little bit tedious after a while. And I wanted to find a little bit easier way for me anyway. And I'm hoping that this helps anybody. And if this does help you, then let me know. But I'm going to include the link to the spreadsheet or the Excel sheet down below if you want one. Or by any means, give me a call and I'll be happy to send it to you. So, okay, so on this spreadsheet, what I've developed here, what I've designed is that you can see across the top here the tables that are here for every section. The status line here, I just use these simply for if I've got to go ahead and maybe like delete something, or if I got to change something, I can just kind of color code it where I know if I need it, this is good on the system, or however you want to use these. It's really just, it's kind of like whatever best use you want to. Normally, if I had to change something, I'll yellow code it. And then I know that whatever's in this line, I'll put a note over here, updating system or whatever. So that's what that's for. And put this on no fill. So basically, starting out a campaign, I'm going to go through, and the first thing I'm going to do is these ones here with asterisks are drop-down menus, and they usually should cover anything that the system is asking for you for an individual template piece. So part of a campaign. So like this case here, I want to do the first thing. Let's pretend I'm doing a new buyer lead. So my value is going to be immediate. This is a manual entry. Just leave it alone for immediate. And I'm going to do new lead buyer call. This is my template piece. My action is going to be a task in this case, and then that'll color this line as like a salmon peach color. It's going to go from the system to the agent. So, agent. So it's the system reminding the agent to call. And then as a subject, I usually leave that blank for the task. There's no subject for that. And there's no subject for a text message either. And what I usually do for the contact is I would write something like this here. This is part of the, this is another campaign I'm looking at over here, guys. And I would write something like this, okay? And when that's all done, it'll stretch out. Now, when you're writing in these boxes, say if I want to do hello, and I want to do hello, and I want to put the client's the name in there. Down here, I've included all the merge tags. So you can just simply come in here and say lead, first name, copy it, go back over to the drip campaign and paste that in there, comma, just like you're writing now. If you want to go down, you're going to write it in this box. And you can expand this too, by the way. You can bring this down a little further so you have more room to see what you're doing. But if you want to expand it down, you simply just hit Alt, hold the Alt down, and hit Enter, and it goes down per line. And then you can write whatever you want on here, okay? And just as you do anything else, you just write it as normal. And if you want more merge tags, like say if I want the agent, first name, but all of them are in here. So these are all the current tags that are in the system as when I created this template last week. So with that, then you go on through and you can write whatever notes you have. And I have on this one, actually, I've created this as well. I have a new buyer contact questionnaire that I created for this. It's a mixture of the questionnaire that they had on NAR along with some of the information that came from this book here. The drip campaigns that I did just recently for new buyers, new sellers, a lot of the format, the process comes from the charts in the back of this book. That's another conversation too. So that goes along, reminds me that I want to use the new buyer contact questionnaire. So what I'll do is that's immediately, and then you just keep on going. So now I can see that. So next, if I want to go and say I want to do minutes, and I want to do something like 2 minutes afterwards, I want to send a email. I can simply just go ahead and make it and go new lead buyer email 1, however you want to create it, so you know. And you come over and hit email, and that's going to be from the agent to the, come on guys, contact. You write your subject on. This is going to be the subject, but you get the idea. So, and then write out your actual email here. This is where you do your actual text or your what are you going to write. And again, this is back where we do the hello thing. Okay. So how does that relate to what we're doing as far as building a drip campaign? So everything you have to do in building these, let's go back over to, this is going to give me a hard time. Here we go. Let's go back over to the template pieces. So if I want to be building off of, stop it. If I'm going to be building, let's say I'm building this template here, which is an email, and I want to come over here and go add email, right? You can see here, I have to have the template name. I have to have the subject, okay? So you just simply would come into here, and there's my template name, there's my subject, and you just copy them out, paste them into these boxes here, and then copy out the text, save it, and you're done. That template's done. The benefit of using this form is that you can read all of your contacts. I've got 125 entries on this form. You can add more, obviously. It's a spreadsheet, right? But as I go through and say if I want to go ahead and do a text next, and I want to go through and do a follow-up second email on day 1. I want to go through, right? So we're on, we're minutes, and then we do day 1. So let's say I want to go to day 1. Now we're day 1, right? So it follows a process that allows you to see everything that you're doing. As I continue to build this drip campaign, one of the things that I do is I go ahead and I leave a blank here. See the white line here? So this is my actual day 0, or if you want to call it day 1, but my first day of contact, day 0. So in day 1, and then I'd talk to them for day 2, day 3, day 5. This is just examples. So the great thing is if you keep a white line in there, you can see the gaps. So if I go from day 9 to say day 12 here, you can notice that there's too much time that's lapsed that you haven't being able to send anything to your client, and it gives you the ability to go in there and obviously just insert a line and keep going and add more. So, and as we go through the process, when this is all done, and of course drip campaigns, I'm not sure if they're ever really all done, but if you decide you want to start sending out email of that ring that we have, the graphic of the buying process, you can go ahead and add that in here. You can move things around, and then it's just simple to come into your campaign and look at, be able to look at what you have here versus what you have on this side, and know that, okay, so I've got day one, I've got day two, and also again, we're back to how I work it. But when I start fresh with a new campaign, I won't get into that right now, but let's say I'm working a new campaign, I can also come in here on this side and just say, okay, I'm going to color it as being green. Okay, that one's done, and then the next one is done, and I built the next piece, that's done. So as I go through the campaign itself, let me get this blown up again. Come on, play along. So if I add another action, and I'm going to do another email, and I'm going to add, that into day whatever. As I go through that, I can compare them to the list, and it's very easy to use this spreadsheet as a roadmap to also go back and finish the final product of the drip campaign itself. So it really kind of serves two purposes. It helps you program and develop the individual template pieces. And once those are all done and saved in the system, it's very easy to come back and then use this as the guide to build the actual campaign, because it gives you the names that you're going to pull up to build those pieces. You don't have to go search it and trying to figure out where they're at. And it gives you all the stuff that's in there as far as your time and what type of action that you're going to be using here. So the whole process to me has gotten a whole lot easier. And of course, in my mind, and hopefully in yours, this makes sense. But what I'll do at this point is I'm going to leave you with what I have. If you got any suggestions or comments, please let me know. Again, down here on the bottom of the YouTube channel where it's stored, there will be the link for the spreadsheet. I'm pretty sure they'll be there. And I can also put the questionnaire if you like, or you can send me a message on workplace chat or give me a call, and I'll be happy to send it to you. Number is 989-660-5544. That is my cell phone number. So if you want to call me or text me, please do, and I'll be happy to send out this information to you if you can't locate it. You guys all take care. Bless you. Have a great day. I'm going to call it a night here.